Reflective Podcast.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Fully Reflective Podcast. Today we have a very fun episode with my brother, longtime friend and collaborator, Hassan Khaffaf. He and I met in a very auspicious way around 2010 in LA by the Grove, Pan Pacific Park, Mid-City, Wilshire area. And man, never had I met someone who was such a devoted, I guess you could say, student of hip-hop, but also Kanye. And his production is incredible, and he's been on my album Loner You Are. I've been on some of his songs, he's been on some of mine. I directed a music video when I was like 23 for him, and we've just been collaborating over the years, but we've never done a full album, and we're doing one now. It's called Nowhere, and our group name is called Apostles. And we had a conversation that was just flowing really well, and I figured put it on a Zoom call and just record it. So forgive the audio at the beginning, it's a little rough, but then it gets into a good conversation. We talk about all kinds of stuff. Hope you enjoy it. Here's another episode. Thanks for tuning in. A baby boomer?
Yeah, like I don't know how to do this kind of stuff.
Turn off the TV or film something.
I will. Otherwise, you're
Wait,
right.
this is gonna be a real thing, dude. I gotta get serious.
No, nothing. Nobody professional is involved. Well, if you're joining on your phone, I gotta get off you have to, unless you have your laptop.
Why? You have to get off of what?
Are you on this phone on the Zoom?
Oh, you mean we can't be on FaceTime and Zoom at the same time?
Not on the same device. I was wondering if you had your laptop so that I could still continue to show you the screen. Oh, is that possible? Can you still see the FaceTime visual?
Yeah, I'm rolling.
So you can see this video on your phone?
Yeah, I see your football right now.
But what about when it's not on the Zoom?
I see you.
So you're just on Zoom. You're not on Zoom, and
I get what you're saying.
like it's not allowing you to see two videos at the same time, is it?
Yeah. Okay, hold on, wait. Yeah, I have a computer.
So you're saying the white nationalist savior might come through a woman, which is Taylor Swift.
Isn't that incredible how God works? He's a funny guy.
I like that sense of humor.
God is silly. He's like, hey, I know you guys thought women were the problem this whole time. So here's how I'll fix it. You know, I'm joking around.
Yeah, I know, but it's a good, like, if you were a stand-up comedian, people would be laughing right now.
Well, and I'm actually really serious because I actually think she has so much influence that all these women who hate men and have an abortion, you know, do all this stuff, if she sets an example, it actually, I think, truly would help.
I very much agree.
Not joking.
No, I very much agree with that. So wait, are you speaking your phone?
Out loud.
Right, which is the best way. But I think it's time maybe to get off of the FaceTime unless you are able to get onto the FaceTime on one device and then onto the Zoom through another device. So keep FaceTime going.
Yeah, because I want to watch the game.
Right, which then I might as well put it on a tripod.
We are professional, bro.
We are. Well, but the audio, I really wish I was recording it just so you can hear the style of audio that was happening before.
Bro, I so much wish you were there last night with the strings.
Strings or shrinks?
No, the string players.
The first thing I pictured was a room full of psychologists.
Yeah, I mean, string players are pretty, they are pretty crazy.
Like shrinks, you know? I thought you said shrinks. What is that for? For a music video or a performance or what?
I just had them come report on a track, and I said, well, we gotta film it.
Wow. I feel like I really mainly tuned into the Super Bowl. Like I was most interested in seeing what kind of commercials ran.
Oh yeah, that's all I ever did.
Yeah, it's gonna echo. You gotta mute your FaceTime on your phone.
Okay.
See if your laptop is providing audio through here.
Yup.
Amazing. You can hear me too?
Am I crispy?
Crispy as can be.
Nice. All right.
And then you can still see the...
Oh, yeah, because I can put the game here. Wow, this is an amazing world we live in. Wow, look at this, dude. Whoa, what is this Jesus Indian? Dave Patel?
Yeah. New Jordan Peele. I don't know if he directed it.
Oh, yeah, I'm good.
You don't like Jordan Peele?
Jordan Peele's he anti-white commie. Monkey Man. Hey, look at this.
Wow. Where's that from?
Wait, why are you not looking at me?
Oh, that's right. I'm looking on my phone because wait, where did you get that?
This dude, he makes them.
Wow, that's super like era accurate.
It really is. It's pretty tight. Sandy
Wait.
eats that.
Can you put different era outfits on?
Come here. Oh, yeah, he does. Yeah, that would be tight. Yeah, Sandy, your toy.
Wait, if he put like a bundle together that came with like the college dropout outfit, then the late registration outfit, Yeezus outfit,
Crazy.
that would be,
The mask.
oh man, if he did that for that doll and it literally came with a bundle like that,
He'd be a millionaire. He'd get sales in the United States within 10 days. I'm just joking. Whoa, let's not record that. We gotta be careful. You gotta edit that out.
yeah. Wait, do you know this guy who made this bear?
Yeah.
Are you working with him on something?
Not really. Well, maybe we could. Yeah. Maybe we could.
Sounds like it might be a good idea.
Yeah, it does seem like a good idea.
So Taylor,
He said that his dad works at Yeezy as a I think like a seamstress or something. I think that's how he makes all these. I think his dad like sews them up or like he works at a factory. Maybe the Milky, look at Milky. Oh my God, it's amazing. Milky's funny.
man, we were away from him for 7 days. Too many.
Oh my God.
Almost unbearable.
It really is. I could honestly be away from majority of humans that I know for 7 years and have really no issues. But yeah, more than 7 hours without the Sandman, it's like, what kind of life you living, you know?
Very tough. Not easy.
Really, what you've realized, it's very similar to like being stuck in traffic. Like there's certain things that you realize you say, I made a mistake in my life. You know what I mean? Because you should never have to be away from the dog.
I shouldn't have went this direction.
If you have to be away from the dog, you've made 4 decisions in your life.
Right. So Taylor Swift, Putin. You think the Putin interview was a good one?
Oh yeah, I mean, I think Tucker is really. It's so funny because I remember even telling your mom over a year ago that the monologues that he was giving on a nightly basis,
Tucker.
yeah, Tucker,
Yeah.
were so Christ driven without being overtly like Christian about it. But I was like, I don't even think he's gonna last that long on Fox. I said, I said, I was like, I don't think that he's gonna last because of how poignant his monologues were. And I found out now that he writes all. He's like his own writer.
Makes sense. So that's coming from a powerful channel. So
Yeah, but
reminds me of what happened with Glenn Beck. Glenn Beck got that kind of Holy Ghost in the speech kind of thing happening, and you're like, this don't belong in the mainstream. You're too on the head. And but now, I mean, I think that's what X is gonna start providing. Is Jim Rohn?
Oh, from back in the day, the sports guy
just got his new show on X.
Whoa!
Yeah, so
As a classic.
Yeah, we were talking about it the other day. Is like, I feel like that's gonna keep happening, and whatever pace, I don't know, but people with real voices, I think, will continue to get disenfranchised from those mainstream media transcripts, and they'll keep getting platforms and go direct to people. Like, if you think about it, Joe Rogan is like an archetype that is not super old. It's a pretty new archetype. And now it's Tucker. Oh, wow. Where are we seeing this? Alex Jones. Is this a thing? And it keeps happening. And I think every time it happens, it crystallizes again in our growth as a society, where it's like, it's that movie. It's the movie Network, 1976. You seen that movie? You are that movie. 1976 film called The Network. And there's this famous, Bryan Cranston did a play about it. And I saw it in person. It was shatters, amazing. But
Wow.
there's this famous monologue in the movie, and this without giving any more to it, but a news anchor basically loses his shit on his last kind of episode because he's tired of his career and he's tired of the lie of this world, and he's starting to get fed up with all the BS that they give him. And in his last episode, he just loses it, and he speaks to the people, and he's like, before anything, you got to get mad. You got to get mad at the politicians. You got to get mad at the corporations. You got to get mad, and you got to want to wake up, and you got to shake the rattles. And he gives this whole beautiful poetic, but loses his mind at the same time, like some people we've seen before. But like still the Holy Spirit came through, and then he goes to retire, but then he's like more wanted than ever. But now it's like this new life for him, and all he can do is speak the truth. And it's that movie. It won Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Writer, all these things in 1976.
He's at like a seminar when he's doing that speech?
I think he's doing it on air. Like
Oh, okay. Oh, the movie is from 1976.
yes.
Oh, okay.
I know what I can do.
Oh, snap, it's in overtime, my brother.
You know what? I think I'm about to unlock a whole new code right now.
No, I lost the game.
I know, but wait, let's see if this works.
Oh, game's over.
No.
They're scoring right now. Game's done.
Wait and see this idea happen.
Wait, is football first one to score in overtime? Well, did I see it twice?
No, now you can see the game, and
Nah, but it's mad small.
Oh, I gotta improve the
Oh,
angle.
wait. No. I can just make it the main screen.
Wait, I'll adjust it too.
And it's the main screen. Nice. Let's go. Man, this is awesome. Who needs to go to a loud place, you know?
We're doing an official production now.
Yeah. Who needs to go to a loud place, bar, people drinking, doing crazy stuff to hear the game, you know? I can't really be around humans very long, you know?
I remember that about you.
It hasn't really changed. Oh, it's so crazy. I probably could have been in the NFL.
When Mally gets super snuggly.
I know, look at you, man.
Snuggle time.
It is just tucked in. Bro, you have a serious Joe Rogan mic, bro. It's not fair.
Wait, is this working?
I don't know.
Does this sound, can you hear me?
I do hear you.
Does it sound?
Oh, that's just for show, huh? That's just for.
No, but I want to make sure. Can you hear me, or is it just for show? Like, wait, let me go to preferences.
I hear you, but it's cool. It does look good for show, you know?
Okay,
Now
now
I look so shiny.
can you hear me in a more professional sounding way now?
You know, kind of, but it could be placebo.
How about now? More official? Not
It
really?
just, I think it feels more because you got, it just looks.
It looks like a presentation.
And you got the Freddie Mercury handler.
Freddie Mercury handle?
Yeah.
Oh, because he performed with the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never really felt like I cared about the Super Bowl people, like who won. I don't remember I don't know if I've ever actually had like a vetted interest, like, oh, I hope this team wins. I remember in high school and like younger, whatever, I used to like certain players, and if that player was on that team, then I cared, but like I didn't really care. But I've always appreciated the halftime show as like some expression of what the actual literal edge of like Western pop culture entertainer performance crescendos look like. It's kind of
Right.
it's kind of always that every year. But like I told Belle as it started coming on, I was like, this would be the moment where the Illuminati starts to put some symbolism in your face. Let's see. And I was really surprised because they didn't. Usher says one time in the middle of the set, he was just like, he says, I don't want to misquote him, but he says God, and he mentions God. He said, God answers prayers, or God hears your prayers, or something like a quick recognition, but like it wasn't no weird shit. It was God. And he said God, and it pointed at the very clearly in a clear way, and then he went right back into it. And then Alicia Keys starts doing what's that famous, her most famous, which one?
My boo.
Yeah, that's their duo, but what's the most famous one of hers?
Oh, of hers?
Yeah, what did it start with?
The
piano one.
Yeah. If I ain't got you.
Yeah, if I ain't got you. It started with that.
Oh, no. Falling.
I keep on falling. No, I think it was If I Ain't Got You. Some
Shit,
people
that
want
falling.
it all. I don't want nothing at all. Yeah, that. It was amazing. And it just like, I think it solidified for me that America, or somebody even in weird corporation boardroom meetings, someone still was ensuring like, can we just make this one about the music? Can we just like be musically good?
Right.
So I appreciate that.
Yeah. I mean, I remember 2 years ago, I think when Tom Brady was on the Bucks, they almost came back from being behind, and
I think I've seen some Tom Brady clips. I just heard
I
from.
wanted to see him pull it off one more time.
I think everybody would appreciate that. I just
Yeah.
heard from, you know how Joe Rogan has, what's his name?
Oh yeah, Jamie.
Jamie, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Yo, they're
Bell,
about to win right now, bro.
well, no. Bell I'm trying to tell you. Bell at 7:22. Time on the clock, by the way.
No, first one who scores in the overtime wins.
No, total points. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Bell just told me, she Googled it, that how overtime in football works is whoever has most points at the end of the overtime period, like basketball.
But since when?
I don't know.
It's always been whoever scores first.
Can you Google if that has changed at any point?
I like that. I like Bell as Jamie.
He said he likes Bell as Jamie.
That's pretty cool.
She says thanks, Hassan. And
Yeah,
now she's
that's
the
pretty
Malik.
nice.
Well, shit, hold on. This is about to get super for real. We actually have a full production about to go on.
They're probably trying to milk it, you know?
Can you hear that?
Oh, this
With-
is actually the show. This should be a weekly show.
Oh, right. Well, wait.
This is actually insane show.
Okay, try and talk.
It's just the Milky and Sandy show featuring us.
Right. Exactly. Okay, did you find anything?
That's how you brand it.
Milky show.
Yeah. No, it's Milk Sand.
Well, if Milky and Sandy have a podcast, that would really be worth it.
You know what I mean? Look how regal Sandy is. He's getting out of here.
You can feel that moment when they're like, their snuggliness is starting to come to an end and they just need to like be free for a moment.
But I still force him.
No, don't say that on public television.
Me too.
Have you been watching? Wait, did Belle finally?
Wow.
She said, "Wow."
Wow.
But you can hear
Okay. The NFL's overtime rules underwent a major change during the 2022 offseason when the league made a change to ensure both teams would get to possess the ball at least once during the postseason overtime period. Previously, the team to receive the ball could end the game if a touchdown was scored. So yeah, it just changed.
Nice. Look at that.
So you knew something about football to know that changed.
You know, I know enough. I know I'm a philosopher, not a philosopher, you know. I know just enough about all things, not a lot about any one thing.
Is that what the word philosoph means?
They know just enough about many things.
God.
Philosopher knows everything about the thing, the one thing.
Ah.
It's the only thing I ever learned in high school was that.
That's a good thing to take away.
That was it.
Have you been watching any NBA?
No, I didn't even know. I didn't even know it exists anymore. Honestly, I thought it was just completely a red Chinese league at this point.
No, but I think Dwight Howard's playing in a Chinese league.
I mean, might as well. So is LeBron James, basically.
I can't dispute that. Ja Morant was not allowed to play for a while, and then he came back for like a couple weeks, was killing it, and then he got hurt, and he's out for the whole season. Have you watched him play?
No, all I know is like the gun stuff.
That's crazy. But yeah, he's like super special on the court. It's
Really?
like when Derrick Rose was, you're like, yo, that player doesn't play like anybody else.
Wow. Man, them first two Derrick Rose seasons were honestly, I mean, more than that, but the first two was literally like, it's truly unbelievable.
Did he win an MVP more than once?
No, I think he won the MVP his rookie year.
Wow. Wait, for real?
I don't know if that's accurate, but I think he may be the only person potentially to even do that. I don't know though. That sounds a little crazy.
Let's see. D Rose. He was named NBA Rookie of the Year in 2009 and became the youngest player to win MVP in 2011 at the age of 22 years and 7 months. Again, 22-7.
Wow.
Wow, there's literally a graphic here. Oh yeah, I was gonna do this.
I knew it was like close. Or something like that. Whoa, dude, this is insane. What's the point of having StreamYard?
Yeah, this is pretty good. Ja Morant, Derrick Rose, 22. Did he win MVP? How close is Ja Morant now? Oh, I see. Wait, can I zoom in? There you go. Wow, Ja Morant. Bounce. 24, 6, and 5. 25, 7, and 4. Wow. Steal game. That was Derrick's kind of young situation. He wasn't the best shooter, but he kept getting better. Yeah, he was nuts at the beginning.
Right here, Taylor Swift's gonna win the Super Bowl right here. This is the moment right here. Taylor Swift is going to score a touchdown, and white babies will be born. And white babies will just start populating in the end zone. Can you imagine that in 30 years, they say that, look at your man.
This is it?
Yeah. Only 30 seconds, $7 million.
$7 million for 30 seconds?
Yeah.
Money on the commercial spot. We actually didn't spend any money on the actual commercial. But the idea is that I want you to go to Yeezy.com, YEEZY.com, and I'm gonna write it at the bottom of the screen. And I got some shoes, and that's it.
Why do I feel like he was at the McDonald's drive-thru right there?
Honestly, incredible.
Which that was the last Super Bowl ad that he did, wasn't it?
Right.
Hey, what's going on? I'm A-Dub from DX Daily Podcast.
No. Yeah, like this was when was this? This is a Super Bowl, whenever it was. But that's like a lot of stuff going on that technically, I guess it's part of the music. But Usher's whole thing was just, yeah. Like,
Oh, it's mad simple?
it was super simple and just music. That's what I think, most surprised by.
I love that.
It was like choreography.
Well, because he actually has, he can dance, he can sing, he has actual like talent. These jokers, I mean,
yeah, there's a lot of other jokers.
Look at these jokers. I mean, 50 Cent, Fat, Upside Down, Snoop Dogg. I mean, come on.
You gotta see this movie. God. You ever heard of this movie called Godland?
No, it's great though.
You need to see this one.
De har fundet en deroppe, som kan føre jer sikkert frem. Men de siger, at folk derfra, de har flere hundrede års erfaring med vejret, floderne og gletsjerne. Øen er helt anderledes end Danmark. Folk der, vejret, vinter er helt forskellige. Mange flytter fra Vestkysten på grund af vulkanen, der er gået i udbrud. Jeg passerer jo nok ikke lige forbi vulkanen. Det kan godt blive svært at aflæse floderne, som kan stige mere end normalt. Folk siger, at vulkanen den udsender en stam, som om at jorden har skidt i poserne.
Wow. Crazy shots. Bro, this is incredible.
Jeg ved godt, at din opgave indimellem kan forekomme gigantisk. Der er jo ikke nogen, der bilder sig ind, at det bliver nemt. Og derfor bliver du udvalgt. Men glem det. Og tænk på apostlene, der blev sendt ud for at prædike for verden.
You said what?
It said apostles.
Really? Wow. This is the album artwork right here.
Exactly.
But it's us with Melky and Sandy.
There will be blood.
Tænk på apostlene, der blev sendt ud for at prædike for verden.
No, literally, if it was
nemt. Og derfor blev du udvalgt. Men glem det. Og tænk på
just right there, standing on the podium.
Blev du udvalgt. Men glem det.
If it was Melky, Sandy, and then Dame's, whatever Melky Sandy's called. And then the back of each of these heads was all Frenchies as well.
Classic.
Der blev sendt ud for at prædike for verden. Hele verden. Og alle i den. Denne elendige, ynkelige flok ensomme mænd. Gjorde det. Og af den grund er ingen opgave umulig.
Wait, 6 seconds left. This is like a big moment. They just scored. Oh my gosh.
White babies.
With 3 seconds left.
There she is, the savior of the whites. You know, imagine they say in 40 years, America's gonna be, whites will be the minority. Now tell me a country that's not majority white that you'd want to live in. I shiver at night thinking about that statistic.
Wait. You can still hear us?
Yeah,
It sounds like this microphone?
I don't know. It could be off show. So
Well, they just
yeah,
won the.
so the script worked.
So you knew you think it was completely foretold, a pre-gone
Oh,
conclusion.
I should have bet money. First of all, Drake, by the way, who has the greatest career of all time and has a missile on him, just won $70 million. He bet on this.
Drake just bet 70 million on the Chiefs.
Yeah, I mean, can this guy lose? It's literally impossible for this man to lose.
Did you see the missile?
You can see it from fucking Guatemala. He's really him.
I to be honest with you, I genuinely looked it up, but I wasn't able to see the missile.
Yeah, he's really him is all I gotta say.
I heard Adden Ross expressing that. He's like, man, God really blessed you, like with the music and like melody and talent. And then now this, I mean, you might be the most blessed of anyone.
He's really the greatest of all time. Oh, look at your man. Seeing your man won because, oh, I see what they do. I gotta see what they got going on here. Yeah, they had to give it to Tom Brady that year that he lost, you know?
Wait, what, the MVP?
No, Super Bowl.
They had to give it to him the year that he lost?
Yeah, the year Tom won, he had to throw the game, that light-skinned kid.
To this guy?
Yeah.
Mahomes.
Yeah. He had to throw the game that year. But they were like, don't worry, you're going to get one in the future, but right now we need Tom to win.
Yeah. So Tom won that year.
Tom won that year. And now this is the Taylor year. So yeah, it all comes out in the wash.
But it makes sense that he's really like good kid, young Mad City vibe.
Who?
Patrick Mahomes. He's like Danny Green, good kid.
Oh, he's a good kid. He seems like a good kid.
But chosen one too, like has the package.
Yeah, he seems like a decent guy.
All right, Vultures. Favorite track is.
No, I don't really know how I feel about race mixing.
It's all I've ever known.
I love telling my black girlfriend daily. I don't know how I feel about race mixing. It's literally my favorite thing to do. But anyway, okay, Vultures.
Yeah. Well, Vultures that's a good segue from that statement because Vultures is filled with dichotomy.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, that's true. It is. I don't like men wearing shorts, so I gotta cover my legs. I'm totally against it. The one thing I agree with the Taliban on, I don't agree with the Taliban on much, but men should not wear shorts in public. The Taliban's right about that.
That's a rule of theirs?
Oh, if under Taliban law, if a man is in public in shorts, the execution. And let me be honest, I'm not against it, you know. Now, children, you know, obviously children can wear shorts, and once you get over 70, you've lived long enough to be able to do whatever you want. But in between, yeah, you got to cover it up.
I wonder how that would work if like some of the Taliban found their way to Scotland at some point. And if they would hold those men accountable, but if the terminology was different because it's not shorts, they're skirts, but they're not skirts, they're kilts.
I'm sure they wouldn't be thrilled about skirts or kilts, but who knows, you know? Some of them could be progressive.
So Vultures, I mean, we like things about it, we don't like other things about it. I feel like my inclination is much more towards positive reactions than negative, but I had a lot of neutral reactions too. Like I don't necessarily like it or dislike it. It is what it is, and I actually just appreciate that it is what it is because I think at the base of it, I hear him being honest about where he is, and I don't know. In this day and age, it's a real opinion without edit. I much prefer that than someone calculatingly trying to edit their opinion and presentation for most likability. And I feel like I hear him many times throughout not only not needing likability, but embracing being disliked and the qualities about himself that he might not necessarily even like, but he's embraced and he's accepted. And that is a dichotomy. And it's come a while since Jesus is King. There's a bar on which song he's like, I'm the new Jesus. But it comes in a cool crescendo of other self proclamations, which I think he's maybe the best at ever, of just like, I'm this. And it ends up feeling like how a lot of people feel at that time, which, you know, yeah, Carnivore is nuts, but Fuck Something is really just cool how it comes on. And having Cardi and Trav on there feels cool as well. We should have that on the screen, actually.
But we don't want to miss the savior.
Oh, is she gonna have her own moment or something?
I mean, I'm assuming.
How great is this like share screen thing?
It's incredible.
There's technically 4 screens because the other phone's camera's pointed at the TV. So we're like streaming real TV, 2 people, 3 people, 4 creatures. Oh no, Sandy left. And then
Set up.
Can I play this? Can you hear this? Is that coming through the Zoom?
I don't know. Play it? Nah, that's too crazy.
Is that playing?
Nah.
I feel like that might be allowed to happen.
That's too many layers.
That's too much. Wait, how would maybe I just do this?
That's amazing that you know all this stuff.
I'm a philosopher.
No, you're like actually like I bet you're like a real genius. Like I bet if you did like a IQ test and stuff, you're probably like certified genius.
I bet it would be part of the same internal measurement process that would get me certified as some level up on the spectrum as well.
Well, that's probably true, but
I've said it since, you know, my whole experience happened of like, you know, identity evolution, that for me, the whole part of waking up has been waking up to my quote unquote natural state, or most natural state and most aligned natural state, which then somehow connects to this whole topic of autism and what is social disability and what is social awkwardness, and you know, what are social cues, and then what is like what is artistic high functionality in a way that disrupts social intelligence. Like, does social intelligence trade off with creative intelligence ever? Is that something? Anyway,
Right.
Can you hear this? You can hear it?
I heard some thumping. Wait, why can't I see me? I gotta make sure I don't look. Do I look fat?
You already know what I'm on. Tell them no way to phone me.
You have to hear that.
Yeah, but it's just the acapella, it sounds like.
Maybe because there's a threshold on here.
Hey, do I look fat?
No.
How do I see me?
So are you on your computer on the Zoom?
Yeah.
But you see the screen share, right?
Yeah.
You can see me moving this thing.
Yeah, but I don't see you.
What do you see moving around?
No, it doesn't see that.
No, I just see the mouth. It's fine. It's fine. As long as I don't look fat. Okay.
Oh wait, so there's a bar somewhere with me, you, and the football on it, and
I just see the football.
So you should be able to tap on there's like.
Oh, now I see you.
And there's a one, then there's like a small line, and then it's like a smaller window, and then there's a small line, and then a bigger kind of rectangle, and then 2 rectangles.
Yeah, I see you, but that's it. It won't let me do nothing else.
And then a grid. You should be able to click the grid.
Okay, it's fine. It's no big deal.
Anyway.
I can only choose you,
well,
which is fine.
It's the best metaphor ever.
Yeah.
I love stars. It opens up in a mystical and like almost you know, the choir vibe, and
incredible.
I gotta ask nobody.
Incredible.
Really, Ty's melodies on this song might be my favorite essence on the album. Woo, 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 woo. He had fun on that.
Incredible. Yeah, I really like it. I wish, I'm not mad at the break beat, but there's a version that leaked. There's a version that leaked a few days ago that had no drums at all.
For Stars?
Yeah. And I really, really liked the no drums. But I'm not mad at the break beat. I think it's cool. But it's a really, well, I want to say this. It's a way stronger opener to me than the NSYNC, the silly, the everybody thing.
Yeah. The everybody would have been like yeah, more like pop culture-y. This one starts off with God in the front. You know,
yeah, this needed to be this will age better. This is a proper intro. This feels like good morning. It feels like say you will. It feels like how he opens, ultralight beam. It feels like that's how you say hello,
Says hello in a really nice way. And I
Yeah.
think it establishes the IP of their whole project together in a really clean way. Like he's bringing the gospel, but also these raps about everything. And then Ty's bringing this super smooth serenade, and his melodies are just so beautiful. And then knowing what the rest is coming, I mean, stars could go on Jesus is King.
Yeah. I will say this though. I'm not going to question, our brother, because there's nobody who has brought more awareness of Jesus Christ to more people, definitely in our generation, but potentially of all time. And that's a crazy statement to say, but it's honestly the truth. But I will say, with that being said, there's a lot of decisions and stuff that I am in question, and where our brother is, and where the spirit lies. But I'm not going to question it, because God, I think, has a bigger plan. And I think that God has used many different people throughout history to, get what he needed to get across. So we'll see what the bigger thing is here. But yeah, there are some things that I think are worrisome for me as of late.
I mean, what about
I just want to say that as a preface going into the rest of this.
What about the cover art alone?
I don't have a problem with the cover art, but I do have a problem with, the apology, for one. A lot of the apology kind of came out of, well, we don't have to really get into all this, but
This is connected to the artwork, or
well, it's just in general of, like, when you're in a war of relevancy, you're in a war of competition, and this brother is very competitive, right? And you're also in a what he went through with the deals and the contracts. It's like there's now a level of, okay, well, we got to still make sure we're competing at the highest level of communications. You know what I mean? And when you're trying to communicate at the highest level, you're not always going to have God first.
I think I hear what you're saying, and I think I agree. And I think that is what it is to be an apostle, is to be willing to take the gospel forward in ways that even the community of gospel keepers might look down upon. And also the gospel, I feel like it getting dirty once in a while helps keep it real and alive, and like a living source, not some catatonic predestiny kind of version. And I think he was so specifically, he's bringing us into the topic of sexuality often throughout the record. Clarity, but also vultures as a concept is kind of like, to me, multifaceted in a cool way. Where, yeah, I mean, when you awaken as the true self, that is the Christ. And Jesus is like maybe the best and the only ultimate blueprint reference. And so then to take that as IP brand context, I don't think anybody who's listening to this has forgot about Jesus is King. What happened since then? Has something happened since then?
Donda.
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, yeah. So it's almost like this, bring that back home now.
Right.
Like if I listen to where he is now, I'm waiting to see if Taylor's going to come up here. I thought I saw Adele, but it's probably not Adele. It'd be so funny. Everybody's expecting that Taylor's going to be right there, and then it's just Adele.
I'm going to let you finish.
Yeah. I feel like.
No, I meant if Adele did that to her.
Right. But there she is.
Who, the white savior?
Wow, he really took his moment right there.
Taylor's there? I switched to you now, so I can't see it. But I'd rather have you, honestly.
Love that.
You know what I mean?
No, I love that. Well, let's see what he said.
Is that Milky?
You can hear him snoring?
Yeah.
We mic'd him up.
Amazing.
He got a mic in front of his snoring.
Incredible. I like that. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, that perspective for sure. I think, I think a lot of it.
Wow, he really had his moment there. I mean, if your chick is that, you gotta step up to the plate 1,000,000,000%.
Oh, she's there?
You didn't see it kept cutting to her. Oh, because you can't see that. You have to choose me.
Yeah. But I can see her through your eyes.
That's really all. Wait, so just to finish on that. Yeah, I feel like.
You seem like low volume, kind of.
Oh. How about now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like. Wait, let me find the actual.
Am I still in the shot? Good?
Yeah, that's fine.
You can see me in the shot?
I can see you in the shot. Can you see me in the shot?
And I don't look fat?
No. Do I look skinny?
No, you look great, but you're a hunk. I've really gained weight. But
I don't think I've ever seen you above the same weight that I met you at.
no, but I have a lot of gut right now. I mean, let's just keep it rolling. Because I've been eating a lot of McDonald's.
Wow, now Taylor's smooching them on big TV, giving a whole moment. They're basically having a live music video right now.
Well, I don't want to see any degeneracy. Just get married and have children.
Just hugging.
That's getting close to degeneracy.
Too close. Like,
you know what I mean? That's why I got to be hard on our man here, because he's promoting a lot of degeneracy. But here's what I'll say. I think the vultures concept is perfect because it's really fighting for scraps. It's like, it's really saying, hey, everything's been stripped away from me. We got no more, no one's feeding us. You know what I mean? No one's securing the bag and giving us so there is this vulture mentality of like, we got to get it however we can get it. Venues not letting them perform, permits being denied, samples not being cleared. It's like, yo, we got to eat whatever. We out here. We gotta be vultures. And so I think there's an element of like, I don't want to say fear, because I know that he doesn't have any of that. But, I think that there's, there's a lot of influences. So there's a lot of stuff to it. But the point is, I hear what you're saying, and I agree with that. And I don't think you need to be all holier than thou. But when you start worshiping these different things, it has a lot to do with the apology, is all I'm saying.
What he said he said, I just fucked a Jewish bitch, so how am I anti-Semitic?
Right.
And then another one, I've got something like I have Jewish people on the team, on the payroll, or getting
right. Yeah. And he said, yeah, I'm still a crazy anti-Semite, and I'm still the king.
To me, that hits really deep into the fucking, wherever he says it is like, I'm the new Jesus, is like, that's the same archetype that he had, this kind of hatred from this one specific ancestral community that happens to also be playing a very powerful role in modern time. Obviously, he's doing it in a different way, but isn't that exactly what happened to J-Man? It's the same thing.
You're right. I know a lot of Christians are up in arms about that line. I personally have no issue with that line, actually. So yeah, that's it. That's an interesting point that you bring up. That really is. Yeah. I keep seeing it from the shamanic lens that I feel him as, more than I feel him as like a rapper or an entertainer. I feel like he really did give his life to God. I mean, looking all the way back, I just for some reason started scrolling on his YouTube because I saw the new videos posted on Instagram that had more views than the YouTube. And I was like, not like he probably is actively thinking about it, but someone on his team, probably because I work with dad's accounts, and we're like, I'm just, I wonder how that is. You go back and you look at the catalog and wow, that's good numbers, I guess, and like, how about these new things? How are those doing? So, he's got I think it's Heartless is like on his, let's see, on Spotify. Wait, I don't want to stir too far away. But just if you go back to Jesus' walk, you go back to all these different moments, everything off of 808s. It's like he's been living the gospel of Christ before there was any Jesus is King album, before I think most people knew that he was that savanty, and also why he's probably been one of the biggest creative superheroes in my life, because there was something that was like on the spectrum about it. But like Kid Cudi, like a Lupe or Charles Hamilton, that you find yourself, despite your dysfunction, despite your brokenness, despite your weirdness, your awkwardness, and my like myth with Cudi, and I would say he's a legend, and I would say that he is a
an incredible mirror, but the word idol is obviously a bit more poisonous to the tongue, and that isn't actually the true understanding of what it is. It's not just that. It is if you're not educated and if you're spiritually misunderstanding of what that person is to you, then it can become an idol. But if somebody gives you a permission slip to be yourself in alignment with who your soul really is and who God made you to be, and it's weird and it's a little bit like, yeah, on the spectrum, you can still have self-confidence. What an incredible thing. Then in front of everybody and continue to step into deeper levels of public. And that to me is where the surrender happens. Because it's like, whether it's shame or accolade or a loss or a win, I don't care. That's not up to me. I'm here to lean into the journey. I'm here to lean into my service. I'm here to lean into my purpose. I'm here to lean into what the Father wrote for me. And I keep hearing that in these different projects. I hear that in Donda. I mean, went back to the house. And it's like, it's literally the hero's journey. And I mean, the performances were wild, and they kind of make me think of like, now he's playing with masks, because I feel like he's experiencing his own identity crystallize on the other side of like, okay, you had Ye and like, you know, this very potent recognition of bipolarity, and that was like a huge story theme for a minute. But then Jesus is King is like a totally other story character thing for a minute, which is why I'm thinking your guy with the teddy bear really better get these outfits of each era together, because that's part of it. It's like, imagine if Superman like had different color palettes and different outfits, which they do that for like Batman. You can see like the evolution of the bat suit. That's kind of the vibe.
Yeah, you're right.
And I think if, I don't know, I wonder what he would say if he was here, but I feel like his outfit era is so, you know, who else? Do we know what Usher was wearing each era? Probably not. Like
Only Mike.
Only Mike. And I feel like that is because he's laying it all on the line. And that also is what I feel about Vultures is, I saw the word to me immediately made me think of like in the desert, and there's just vultures and they're, you know, picking at the bones. But for whatever reason, I saw this scene. It's like classic cowboy like imagery of like, you got buried up, you know, like the outlaws or whoever, like the bandits like buried you up to your neck, and now it's the vultures circling. But that's also how demonic entities act as well, and that's also how parasites in humanity work. And yeah, just the idea of we're the vultures, but also the vultures are coming, but also just like vultures exist. Yeah, all those different aspects of it for me.
Yeah, and that's an interesting point, because that's true. That's like, it's interesting you're saying we're the vultures are coming. It's like it really shows you how really we're all just, first of all, I want to say this too. You're just so well spoken and so articulate with how you say stuff. It's just really incredible. And it's honestly kind of hard to talk to you because it's like so superior.
No,
But yeah, I'll say that.
I'll second that. Knowing you in the past 10 or how many years has been such a gift, because oftentimes I feel the calling to go deeper into the context at which I'm pointing at something, because it's so meaningful. And really, you're the only other person that I would really say, if someone comes up to me like, who's a big Kanye fan than you? Really only one person in my mind. And it's not just the music. We've been talking about it since 2011 or whatever we meet. The spirituality, our own spiritual development, our own battle with good and evil, but then this artist that we both seem to like and people seem to like, and seems to be, I don't know, like the best, and leading onto his own edge of things. To me, it's been an honor to have the brotherhood with you to be able to talk about that. And then your proximity to him has always been like, for me, I feel like you have kept getting touched. I mean, even before meeting each other, obviously that's been path for us, but I don't know anybody else with any level of proximity to him. And you've been musically touched. You've been texturally touched. You've been touched in your energy body by proximity, but also your own, your own destiny has come alive, and you've embodied that. And that's continued to been an incredible inspiration for me. So thanks for seeing. And it takes one to know.
Thank you, brother. Yeah. No, I was just saying, like, as far as what you were saying about the vultures and being the vultures and them coming, it is an interesting like experiment in seeing how we're all really evil. We're all really wicked to the core, just from a biblical standpoint, right? That the Bible says that no man is good, that All hearts are wicked.
Well, we have
And
the propensity to be that.
right.
It's in our disposition to be hyper susceptible to that. It's technically the only point of all the storytelling and the folklore, because they're all basically road signs saying, heads up, watch out. Imagine like a spiritual GPS system, but it's DJ Khaled's voice. And he's like, watch out.
Yeah.
Heads up.
Exactly. And but that kind of sums it up. It's like even DJ Khaled, like as much as you love him and he's such a sweet guy and he seems so sweet, it's like, yeah, it's like, but at a certain point you gotta, what's your like DNA of like, what do you stand for? What's your stance? I was just talking to somebody and
who are you?
Yeah, who are you? So, but my point is that we're all, if we live in this imagination, we're all capable of being whoever it is, Jeffrey Dahmer or any of these people. And when we think that we're better or that we're judging people like, oh, I would never do that. I would never eat people. That's fucking crazy. I would never eat people. If you say that you would never eat people, you're a liar, because everybody is 2 seconds away from being Jeffrey Dahmer. So the point is in that is saying that, yeah, maybe there's an acceptance of like, hey, you know what? I tried to put a lot of pressure on myself to try to be this person. And I was trying to keep my family together. I was trying to keep my wife intact. I was like giving my life to God and saying, God, please, my heart is to keep my family together and keep my wife. Like, I'm going to like clean up not only my act, but I'm going to try to clean up everyone's act and really go hard. The problem is when you put that type of pressure on yourself, it's like me, right? I eat a lot of McDonald's, right? But if Rocco calls me and says, hey, man, you need to be eating salads or something like that, right? If I try to go straight to salads, I'm going to do it for 2 weeks. And on the 15th day, I'm going to have a nervous breakdown and go eat 1,000 pizzas.
It's not sustainable.
It's not sustainable. So
bro is a living embodiment of so many of these axioms. One of them is accept yourself, which is why it comes.
No, but we need to bring shame back.
It's gone out of style for too long.
Huh?
It's gone out of style for too long.
It's gone out of style. We need to bring shame back. And we can't just be, you can't just be.
Why do we need to bring shame back?
Because if I get too fat from eating McDonald's, and if Rocco, my brother, doesn't say, hey, you need to stop, I become fat and I die.
Yeah, but I think I hear what you're pointing at. And let me know if my translation for you feels accurate while we have this in the background, which I started feeling like it's important to have this in the background because it's a visual that I feel like he's been heading towards. Because now VULTURES is a very similar thing. It's a new format. I think when you point at it's important to have shame, I don't know if you ever listen to Andrew Tate or David Goggins.
Not much.
Well,
all I know is that Andrew Tate converted to Islam, and I wish he'd come back to Christianity because he was born a Christian. I think he's wrong, but I do understand why he's converted to Islam, because Muslims are the only ones that are speaking out against all this debauchery, and Christians seem to just let it happen. So I understand why he's did that, but I think he's wrong.
Before we dive too deep into Andrew Tate, which he is, I'm interested about various aspects of him. But last piece on that, on guilt. I feel like what you really point at is the value of guilt is it's really a mirror for choices. And it's a mirror for how aligned our choices are or not. And if somebody is obedient or at least aware of guilt inside of them and they want to change it, then the guilt actually acts like a teacher. And there's there for a reason. It's not there for no reason. It's there because there's some type of behavior that's out of alignment with spirit, with the Holy Spirit. And so you are deeper in the muck of sin than you need be. And you're basically bringing it upon yourself. And I feel like society right now has had this, you could say, hyper feminization of natural rigidity and protocol, because we're in this, the pendulum swingeth. And right now we're over here, which is why people are like asking for Trump big time. You're seeing all these people. You see Michael Rappaport's recent statement?
I saw something on Patrick Bet-David show.
You'd love it because out of all the people, I'm sure you saw clips of him badmouthing.
Oh yeah, he's a complete idiot.
I mean, and you probably seen what's bro's name? Bill Maher. You probably saw his transformation a bit, right?
No, he likes Trump now?
Well, it's to me just example of there are identities all over the place that are continuing to get this wake-up call to be like, wait a second. Oh, was I was the brainwashed. I got
Right.
man. And they're starting. So Michael Rappaport has a pretty good one right now. But I feel like that's what you're pointing at with guilt, is that if you hyper erase guilt from your experience because of hyper acceptance, now you're just running away from a natural like mechanism inside of yourself. It's like when people walk in or walk through a house or whatever, and they delete or edit all of those door stoppers off because they don't like the. But then every time that door opens, it smashes into the wall, and then there's a mark on the wall. I feel like that's kind of how guilt works in someone's soul, in someone's spirit. It's meant to be there to tell you something that you're not doing or you are doing. You shouldn't be.
But it's not guilt though. Guilt is saying that it's actually you doing it. You identifying that you're the one doing it. You're not doing it. You're possessed. You're being.
Why are you saying bring guilt back?
No, shame.
Different. What differentiate them for me?
So guilt is the thing that the devil tells you that, oh, you're guilty for smoking that pot. You're guilty for having sex out of wedlock. The devil uses guilt as making you think that, oh, that you did this and it's your fault and you're a bad person for it. It's not you that is doing these things. The people are possessed and we're influenced. Every decision we've ever made in our life has been under the influence. That's why if Taylor Swift does what she does, people will be under the influence in a positive way. But every decision isn't under the influence. We've never made a single decision or choice in our life that wasn't completely influenced by something, and mainly spiritual battle, spirits. So it's not that it's guilt. It's that because we shouldn't feel guilt. That's an enemy. That's from the enemy. Shame, though, is publicly, like, if people struggled with homosexuality or whatever in the past, right? They would do it privately, or they would be like, there would be a sense of like knowing, yeah, I guess what you're saying, guilt in the sense of like knowing that it's wrong or whatever, but it wasn't publicly promoted. Or abortion. Abortion was like, it was quietly like, oh, okay, I'm gonna, or not, let's not even do abortion. Let's just say, the term shotgun wedding. If you got pregnant before you were married, you would hurry up and get married before the baby was born because it was shameful to have a child out of wedlock. I think that there was just things that were publicly looked at as like, well, this is just not acceptable, and we shouldn't be promoting it as, if you're battling with it, you're battling with it privately, when the Bible says we have to confess our sins, it doesn't mean tell your business to everybody. Right. No one should really know your personal business like that. It's between you and God, and you should battle with those things quietly, privately. It has nothing to do with people, because all people are going to do is judge you, and they can't help you because they're going through the same thing themselves. So yeah, shame is just saying like, hey, you might be battling with this, but you can't be parading down the street as if it's a positive thing to everybody.
Right.
You can do it. You have the freedom in America to do whatever you want, but to publicly impose it onto others, that's not good.
Well, I feel like he helps create a cool narrow path for the modern era. And yeah, with songs like, I mean, I love Stars, gospel, boom bap.
Do a quick 1 to 10 for Stars.
I'm uncomfortable with just black.
For the project, I mean, the rating system always gets me. For the project or as just piece of music?
No. You got to do it as if if We Are the Champions is 10, you know?
Yeah, I mean, probably a super strong 7.
Yeah, I was going to go 6.
Much time alone. Told the guys, you know I'm heading home. I got a trauma bond. Look at what I stumbled on. Another nigga chilling on your couch with pajamas on. Thought I was the only one. I dare you have a nigga in your house eating Papa John's. Where you get that money from?
He also finds a way, more like wittily than anybody, of like pointing at his own struggle and then like phrasing it in ways that like, oh man, everyone can relate to that.
Yeah, you're right.
He does that on camera.
And now we come up out your first. You know they won. Wasn't it always this way? Wasn't it always this way? Putting it all on display. She rocking Yeezys over Timbos. Like you don't see me beating on your window. Like Chief in the kitchen with two. If I gotta pay for it.
I wanna give you the keys to my life, to my life, to my life. Yeah.
Wait, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, what an incredible phrase. I want to give you the keys to my life. Like, what a great, you only do that if you really trust somebody, if you really love somebody, you know.
And genius to have, you know, an Instagram model do it.
Who?
India Love.
She sang that?
Huh?
You mean she sang that?
Yeah.
Oh.
He had her sing it, but she's not even a singer. She's just an Instagram model.
Wow. Why do you think he did that?
I think it's kind of sort of like the Taylor Swift thing, but in a different way.
Yeah, what do you rate stars?
Well, you know, it's stars. I give it a 6. But you know, it's hard because you know this man is fighting with himself at this point. You know, he's battling ghosts, and the fact that he even gives any music, I guess we should just be thankful that we're still getting any music. So it's hard to even, because you're putting stuff up against his stuff, which is the best.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, this video is bonkers.
Yeah, it's amazing. AI is incredible.
Like, if you know how to make AI do it, it's nutsy.
It really is.
Yeah, what in the world? I mean, I've seen this type of generator looking type of vibe, but never with these style of images. Like, holy shit.
But I will say it's incredible that even though he's battling against himself and the best stuff or whatever, it's still basically better than every other person that puts out, you know.
It's pretty high bar. All right.
Well,
what do you rate?
But hip hop in general is a pretty low bar, so it's not saying that much.
No,
but
for him.
But I'm saying he could basically he could put out almost basically anything and it'd be better than everybody else. That's just how good he is.
Right. But we're still critical with, you know.
Yeah, you still got to be critical because the man has made Can't Tell Me Nothing. So you got to grade everything against Can't Tell Me Nothing.
All right, Keys to My Life. Rate it.
You know, I'm not a big Timbaland fan. And
he made the beat.
He made the beat, and it seems like he just took the drums from Easy.
Slow down, you on your way to an overdose.
But that I feel like it had a bunch of really cool 808 vibes.
Yeah.
Throughout the album, you know, little.
Yeah, that first part feels very Drakey, but the second part where the drum loop comes in,
Where you get them?
Feel like what?
I feel like it's the same drum loop from remember the Easy song a couple years ago with Game?
Yeah, with Game. Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
the reverse
hi-hat thing, yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta get my charger, some computer on that. But this is the Usher performance.
What's it from? What's those guys? Beastie Boy. Huh?
This is the Usher performance. Can you see that?
Oh yeah, wow.
I'm gonna get my charger. Hold on.
Okay.
Let's move through it with intention of like quick reflection and then sum it up. It's 10:37 right now. We do that by in the next 10 minutes. I think we got that.
What? 10 minutes?
I think you said somebody you were gonna call him right back.
No, it's my mom. I always say that.
That could mean any number of times.
I realized speaking to my mother on the phone and speaking to my girlfriend on the phone is essentially the same thing. And I pray I don't end up marrying my mother. But anyway, that's a different podcast. Let's go to
Keys to my life.
Huh?
You rate Keys to My Life.
You know, I mean,
I think it's another 7 because you're hitting a sweet spot, and for me, I'm rating it also on the relevance on inside of the album and the moment. So it's like, is it hitting that note in the moment of the album's relevance?
but I mean, yeah. I don't know. I'll go 5.
It's If you go 5, I go 6.
Yeah, I gotta go 5. If I'm giving stars a 6, it honestly might be a 4. It might be a 4.5.
Like blue pass.
His playfulness on this I appreciate, and he also flirts with almost a little too playful and like the mumble vibes, but then it ends up, I think, like totally paying off because in whichever one he did where it's like that was a funny one. To hear Nipsey on that too.
Let me get my paper. Back on that for the paper. Back on that for the paper. Lay back, enjoy the rock. It's a paper if you don't play with sir. Do a snake wax. Her body looks.
Wait, why are you skipping through all this stuff?
So who would think it's time to CEO?
Because I wanted to get to Burn as just a quick reference because
Oh,
rapping super clear, super articulately on a boom bap, literally almost sounds like this could have been an old track. Like
great verse.
great verse.
One of the higher scores for me coming up.
Got it.
Yeah, paid.
The streets no more.
Boxing. I didn't love that. I see what he's doing though.
Yeah, it's fun, but it's looking like another 4.5, my brother.
Yes, it's a 4 or 5. All right.
Because I don't know what that beat is. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, but it's gonna get played in the clubs, and it's gonna like, it almost sounds like it's already like a club remix of another song.
Yeah, that's true.
Talking, interesting idea. Love playing with that, sample an actual video and you can hear the video, but then make it musical and then probably add these, make it emotional. But I mean, North's part is like very brash. I mean, it's cute, but it's like, it's not cute enough to just be cute. It's like cute, but then she's being very aggressive. And then it's like the whole song. But then Todd's piece is actually really beautiful. He doesn't go on talking, does he?
He does at the very end.
Once again, the clouds are gathering to.
Yeah, again, like he makes us a thing that's very human and relatable, super spiritual and mystical.
Yeah.
I think that's super special.
Yeah, I feel weird rating this one. I don't think I'm going to rate this one.
Why?
I don't know. I feel weird rating because he's a kid.
Yeah, I mean,
but I will say, I'm not thrilled. I mean, he can do whatever he wants. It's his kids. But I think that a lot of debauchery going on to have your kid up there. But
yeah. All right. It's spiritual at the end. I love that.
Yeah, but it is. I will say that the video with him and his daughter, and then Ty and his daughter,
powerful.
Very cool.
Very cool. Very powerful. All right.
I fell in love with you. We fell in love with you. Guys against just the motherfucking sky,
That's pretty strong.
This is very strong. This is actually to me the 2024 version of Runaway for him.
Yeah, I mean, it's that.
Yeah.
You're running back to me. I was I've been searching high and low. And I can tell you one thing. Beautiful big titty, but naked women just don't fall up the sky, Easy.
Great example of his humor and then like spirituality and then like super tight bars and like all coming together in like this art form, this medium.
Yeah, I love, yeah.
Clean drums too, classic. Classic.
88 keys.
Oh, right.
Let's keep floating, let's keep moaning, girl. It's natural, but the things.
Freddie's verse,
I don't love Freddie Gibbs.
I'm gonna say I appreciate him, but I could have gone without his verse on.
Well, it's supposed to be, if you think about it as a fan, right? You're really, you know who's supposed to be right there.
Cudi should go there.
No. You know who is getting replaced because he was a sellout, he didn't support, and he's well-deservingly X'd out because he publicly, not only did he not support bro, he publicly went against bro, but that slot, you know, is for him.
Say it.
Pusha T.
Right. Oh, so that's
So Freddie Gibbs is just the, the bootleg version.
yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Drug dealing, street Jerry.
On the album though, Back to Me's got to be closer to an 8 or 9
For the album. Now, if we're
total
if
measurement,
if Runaway's a 10,
this can't be a 10.
no, it's unfortunately probably a 7.5.
The grand scheme. So we have two measurements. We have grand scheme measurements, and then for the album measurements.
Oh, for the album, it's a 9.
For the album, it's a 9. For the career, it's a 7.
Career and just overall music.
Overall music, right. Just
yeah. Because I'm saying Runaway is a 10 in overall music.
Yeah, just overall music. I'm with you on that.
You know what I mean?
I'm with you on that. All right.
Well, pretty, maybe a 9.5. But
Hood Rat feels like something you might have made at the penthouse at the Palazzo in 2009, and
my favorite song on the album.
And your Yeezys have holes in them. And you say, I want you to hear this, and I can't not hear that there's like 3 different samples and none of them are in the same key, but you're like, I love it. It's the best song ever, right? And I'm like, man, well, there's a lot going on. But the idea is so clear, the emotion's so clear. And then obviously it's like a theme of his he has a bar on some early project where he's like something classy lady, but I always like a hood rat or something like that. Something
Runaway. I'm still in love with I sent this girl a picture of my
asshole. Well, it takes nothing for the hood rats, but there's a bar.
No, it's in the verse. I'm still addicted to the hood rats.
Right. Okay, yeah. So here we go.
And you can blame everything on me. On the album. To me. I love it.
Wrapped up in, have mercy, Lord. I know that I've got a nice whip, but I hope that me and you could be on one accord. Things that you could drink with, but I hope that me and you could be on one accord.
Pretty strong for unapologetic love for that specific frequency. And again, you say it's a 10. Who would Yeshua be walking around with? And from the gutter, from the slum, from this mud of the earth, and a love for that, and like a recognition that I'm not going to grow out of that. I think that's beautiful. I mean, so I'd say probably 7 or 8 for me, just because of the concept. I don't love the audio. It's funny, I'm able to appreciate the song, but the hood rat sample for me is like, the song was beautiful. I feel like I can hear the song without the hood rat so loud, like even slightly lower or EQ'd in a maybe different way, but it's so like intense. But I can appreciate the song and its concept, and that texture alone makes it so like you said, like it's already immediately better than anything anybody else putting out right now.
Yeah, I love it for some reason. I just think it's like I really like it a lot. Like I think it's the epitome of where he's at and what he's trying to like do and what he's like been doing. It feels like, it just feels I think, but obviously, but I'm probably joking when I say 10, but
per the Hassan recipe.
But it is my favorite.
I'm trying to find like the actual high quality stream.
Look at that guy. I love that guy.
Saw it before. just stay at this angle. The high level stream was really beautiful. I saw some of it though. Okay, do it.
Do it stay wax, smell fresh, and I feel your breath, it's like a jacuzzi, and big guns on me.
Favorite part is where it goes to Manny Fresh though.
Bitch, spending all this money like it's free. Call me 06 Gucci. Fucking like a lover, I'm confused. She don't wanna go home, she refuses. Hit it up the tree, but I put you cool in. Top boy, I ain't the little one. What the
I don't know who's first that. Yeah, it's low for me.
This was a donut, my brother.
It's low for me.
That's a big
Get my
donut.
paper right. Come out, let's play. It's a no relation vacation. When
Maybe favorite drums on the album.
Maybe a 1.
See, now let's go amazing. You can pick out your favorite.
But those drums though.
I gotta hear him again. Hold on.
Drums on Paperwork.
Purse. Need a real job. It's a paper if you don't play with her. No. Then come out, sir. Lay back, enjoy the ride.
And it's 120. 120. 120, the like Yeezus, like crazy distorted synth thing.
That's my neighbor. Deep in the night, this get dangerous. Me not the type to point fingers. She did the pipe, now she famous. There's plenty paper in rotation. Let's pick a private location. It's a no relation vacation.
What a 120.
Pick out your favorite purse. Let's try to get your paper. We're married to the mob. This one is a real vibe. They back to enjoy the ride. They back to enjoy the ride. They back to enjoy the ride. They back to enjoy
The like the Yeezy, you don't like that?
It's cool. It's all right. It's a 2.
her body like the wild, wild west.
All right.
Burn, baby, burn. Sometimes it hurts. I guess I never learned. Joe, who would make us on the CEO of the firm? It's
Almost flawless, really.
Real solid.
Like a 9 or 8er, because it's not trying to be something it's not, and it's a boom bap, but he sounds like it literally could be from late registration era.
Yeah, it's true.
what's wrong with the gap?
All right, that's cool to hear. I feel like I appreciate starting off with like Texas, almost like Drake sample vibes.
Right now.
Hard beat.
That's interesting. It's definitely interesting.
One of the better beats on the project, I think.
Interesting.
She trying to fuck some right now. On the juicy break and shit my phone.
I appreciate moments that Cardi does his thing, but I don't these that much.
I'm like, baby, short looking like my soul's in with all of my bad things. Gotta keep them close. They might jump back. Make them spin, some clean.
Yo.
That's my favorite part of the song.
Me too.
It's the virgin.
Even Jesus ain't married a virgin.
So what the fuck is the virgin?
We coming down swerving. It's the real, not a virgin. I don't care who you fuck, you a virgin. Sure you want to go, sir. Like, baby, you on fire. She feeling us up. She feeling us. I can get you.
And Travis comes in really smoothly. Hey, whatever that sample, I forgot the name of that song. Love that.
Oh yeah, James Brown.
James Brown, the new sample, the new drums come in cleanly, and his very cool, very good palette. That's a 9er, I think, for me.
That's okay.
For the project.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't love it.
Lies is on me. Don't tell no lies, won't hold my tongue. Don't cry for me. I don't have no rapper friends. I hang with the vulture.
I will say that he kept a promise to a good friend.
That's the guy Barn on it?
Bump J.
And that was a promise that he had, basically?
Well, he was really like the main guy in Chicago right before College Dropout. Ye was producing and doing everything. And like the whole city of Chicago was like, this is the guy. And even if you go back to the first MTV Diary Kanye did, he's doing a full-blown session with Bump J. And he's like talking about Bump J the whole time. And he's like, yo, we're doing Bump J's whole album. And if you go back, it's still on YouTube. Actually, one of the songs is an Entourage. The first season, song called Move Around. Kanye's on the hook and he did it. But the point is, he ended up, I'm pretty sure, murdering someone and going to prison. And basically from college dropout up until basically recently, he's been in jail.
Whoa.
And something to that extent, right? Yeah. And to put someone who's definitely not in their prime anymore and definitely was supposed to be the Chicago like savior that people thought, and how much he worked on him, and for that to happen, I mean, it's that in itself is remarkable. But not a huge fan of that song either. I like the Havoc version a lot. The Havoc drums, or that version, I think is better.
Wow.
Huh?
Yeah, I need to listen to two different ones next to each other, but I remember that.
Well, that's the version he put out with the video. The AI video is Havoc's version, I think.
Oh, so it's just drums? It's still Bump's verse?
Yeah, it's still everything. It's just musically. Pull up the video. I think it's the same verses. It's just Havoc did the drums, which really I think are the same drums from Real Friends and Famous.
Joe whip and flip it over. Big ol' do some shopping later. I'ma need some dough first. I just got some head in a ghost, and I ghost her. It's toaster. Hit your whip and flip with you, nigga. That's a no, sir. Hardest nigga on earth. I'm not really from earth. We going down. Now I want. Tell her sorry.
Like Lex Luger drums.
Yeah, on that version.
Yeah, the album version sounds like Lex Luger drums. This one sounds like, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't hear your boyfriend a gopher. My own work, better do your homework. I can hit it.
I honestly would appreciate one section with each. Cool way to switch it up.
You're right. And usually he's the type that would use both.
Right.
So that's a good point.
It is. All right.
Because his whole thing really usually is not which, both.
Yeah. All right, Carnival.
And
I don't need like carnival. I don't need the impossible. Go. Let's do guilty on the road. I need like carnival. I don't need the impossible.
crazy.
Pretty tenny.
Insane.
She let me put it in her nose. Pretty bitch with white toes. I done put her on the road.
Crazy bass.
I done put her in the road. I done put her in the ghost. I done reached all my goals. Yeah. Put her with Yeezus down the sign. I'm out of like Taliban. Put it with a ring and they never died.
Who's that? Rich the Kid?
Yeah.
Your hoes, your nigga reach out the goals. Let a certain nigga said she was a pro. She straight with teeth. I'ma tell her superstar. These hoes wanna fuck my car. I turned water to Chris. This was what they did to Chris. They can't do shit with this. Got my kids in a fake school. We ain't. Go. Here's so good she honorable.
Running around in the lobby. I know that they tired of me having like 10 hoes. She needs some credentials just to be president. I'm out to buy some dentures. Make it work.
How much do you love Cardi's verse?
Well, I want to say two things. That the Jesus line is so good because he says, I'm the new Jesus turning water to Chris, which is also like Christ. So it's a very clever line to be blasphemous. So it's a good line. But I also don't know why why they edited out him saying Jewish at the end of the verse. Maybe it was purposeful because you knew that that's what he was saying, but I think it's weird.
I didn't need the impossible. To Chris, this was what they did to Chris. They can't do shit with this. Got my kids in a fake school. We ain't.
Oh, we ain't Jewish.
Right. I don't really understand why that.
Maybe there was a more profane version that the bar was.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe someone like Monop was like highly recommend against them.
Yeah, like your kids still go to that school.
Yeah, like ease up a little bit right there. Yeah, Carnival 10, I think we both agree.
Yeah, I mean, for the album, it's definitely a 10. And honestly, even in overall, because of how creative it is and because it has that very Illuminati-esque intro where it's very
huge, epic arena.
Yeah, it's arena, and it also feels like just punk and like, you know, like very, very creative. And that's what I think Fuck Something the is missing for me. Like Fuck Something just feels like he just did what they do. But Carnival feels like Kanye gave his thumbprint on what they do. He was like, "Oh, you guys think y'all do punk rock? I'm going to make the magnum opus of what you guys do." And that's what that sample feels like, very like a Kanye thing to do for the Playboy Cardi style of not even music, just raves, 90s type of clothing nowadays, you know, like the whole zone.
Yeah. I can appreciate that. And what do you feel about Cardi's verse actually?
You know, I'm not fully understanding in what's going on with this thing.
I don't think you or I would ever have the impulse to do that with a verse.
No. And maybe I'm missing it. I don't want to be
Maybe me too.
I don't want to be like one of these, you know, people where like, because I do see the energy and I like what he's doing, but yeah, I don't fully. I think I could be missing something.
There's a Cardi video that came out in the past. Yeah, this is the high level one. This is what I was looking for. I mean, the performances look so much fun. Like, what a cool, just like superhero backdrop. And I feel
It's incredible. This guy literally started the idea of performing in a stadium with no microphones.
That's crazy.
This guy literally just dances while listening to the music and sells out arenas. That's incredible.
That's pretty unheard of.
With a fucking mask on. I mean, if this guy is not living in some sort of fucking other universe, I don't know who is.
So good.
This guy is literally like, it's honestly unbelievable. This guy.
Yeah, walking on water. I think that's the idea.
Honestly, I think he's like dead. I think all this is like, hey, Kanye West don't even exist no more.
Yeah, that's to me the black Donda. That's the black backdrop. It's like this, I'm in the infinite now.
Yeah.
I'm playing with the identity of Kanye as like this concept, like a toy.
Yeah.
Like one of those toys you could bend and stretch. And like, what's it look like this? Like a Beanie Baby.
Wow.
Which there's a new movie about Beanie Baby. The whole epic.
No way.
It's pretty crazy what happened. I didn't realize it was such a huge
phenomena.
Huge phenomenon. And there's in the movie it says at one point they were doing 2,200 million a month.
Wow.
And then there was the resale on eBay that was creating this whole other sidebar. But kind of like this guy's kind of in a bubble of that for his past 20 years have been this bubble. Drake too, but it's not every day. And Drake's not doing anything as, well, at least visually interesting.
Right.
Or culturally progressive as this stuff.
Yeah. No, I mean, Ye, you're right. Ye's basically a Beanie Baby.
There we go. All right, beg forgiveness.
Oh, you've gone too far and you should hang.
Man, almost felt like he maybe gave it to Chris to do something with, and then Chris just like freaking let his soul open, and really feels like Christ is speaking, and instead of Ye's mouth, it's Chris's mouth, but it's like what a gospel kind of
head in shame.
Also, what you talking about? Hang your head in shame.
Wounds I cannot stay. You've gone too far.
And nice and minimal.
You've gone too far.
Chris's voice is so beautiful. But then the this hip hop house.
On your way, can I hear my heartbeat?
And then you think he just tweaked. That's Chris's vocal. Right?
Maybe he pitched it.
Suffocating secrets I must keep. You should goodness.
Plain and simple.
You should goodness.
Kind of like Pablo here.
You should goodness of me. On your way to the place.
Cool.
I'm still waking up with
I didn't need it to be 6 minutes long, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely didn't.
I think maybe 6 minutes makes it almost like a 6. It's very cool though, and I appreciate what Chris did.
Yeah, Chris, I don't think Chris has sounded that good in a long time. And sidebar, you think about The Weeknd performing at the Super Bowl a few years ago, and you think about Usher performing tonight. And you just gotta say, man, you gotta say to yourself, what a shame, you know?
Yeah, he's that guy.
What a shame.
That's his.
I mean, you're looking at two people that will never perform at the Super Bowl that are the only two people that should.
You mean, wait, you mean me and you, or you mean Weeknd and Usher?
No, Chris Brown and Kanye West.
You think it's done? It's a wrap?
Absolutely.
I think there's a shot.
For who?
I think Jerry Jones ain't done.
Wait, you think Chris Brown has a chance to perform at the Super Bowl or Kanye West?
Man, if somehow I got a chance to work with Chris on an album and like work on his soul and his spirit and find like, yo, what would your like what's the Michael joint where it's like the hurricane and the storm and the people and he's like the war epic music video?
Yeah.
I want to show you these oops, that's that. There's no he starts it.
I love that Milky takes over.
I want to show you we're working on.
Bro, the fact that his toy is sitting there the whole time is the legend.
It's pretty good. We're working on a clothing line for Shay Shay based off of what she wants to do.
Wow. That is fire. I'm with him. Nice. Jesus, coffee, and dogs. Let's ride. I need that. I actually am gonna go make that. I'm gonna bootleg this right now.
I'll give you the source file.
That is an incredible sweater.
That's pretty good. Wait. Yeah, wait. What's this Michael joint called?
But my point in saying that is these are two people that would give a Michael Jackson level performance.
Yes, I agree.
And we're being robbed and we'll never get it.
I hear you. I feel like Chris did kind of take a different path. You're right. He probably won't. I feel like if I got to work with him and like find this direction of like, what would your weekend level album sound like? Because he's still in his 30s. He's still like,
but what I'm saying is America's never gonna forgive him for the Rihanna thing.
I hear. He's done. All right, he's done.
And Ye's never gonna be forgiven for multiple things.
Right, but I feel like
I'm talking about in that.
Yeah. But okay, but what about this? You know who never was gonna perform the Super Bowl on their own? Ludacris. And you know who was out there doing a verse tonight? Him and Saint John. He's saying he could if he makes a couple right turns. But Lil Jon was on the stage with Ludacris, and I thought to myself, wow, didn't expect them doing a Super Bowl together. But I feel like Ye could have some type of fallen grace or grace given to where he ends up on stage, and maybe more than just as a feature, but because of some kind of, I feel like the Free Larry Hoover format could really succeed if that ever works out.
So what are you saying right now? Are you saying that he would be like a Ludacris on someone else's Super Bowl show? Because I don't know what's more disrespectful, you even proposing that, or Ye even thinking about accepting that as a possibility.
No, I mean, he would never be a Ludacris level experience in anything, obviously.
Like if Jay-Z did the Super Bowl.
Thank you. And then there would be a whole segment of Watch the Throne, or Watch the Throne does the Super Bowl.
Well, the problem is, I think the main person.
Hitsy goes with them.
But the problem is, I think the main person who's holding him back from doing it is Jay-Z.
Well, then that's probably all.
But that's a different conversation. But yeah. Not only do I think he's holding him back from that, I think he was holding him back from getting venues, period. But
Live Nation obviously is
exactly. But and he's Jade up. But it's just a shame. What I'm saying is that we should be getting, especially while there's, Chris and everyone's in their prime, like The Weeknd, even Usher. Usher should have did it 10 years ago, 15 years ago,
Yeah, I was surprised it took this long. He's been that guy for a long time.
Yeah, I mean,
this is where I feel like Chris could go if he was able to karmically ascend.
Oh, they don't really care about us?
Yeah. Like Chris he'd have to stop spray painting and he'd have to serve in a higher way than just being an epic artist. Like he'd have to get in touch with something way, way deeper and rooted in his soul, which is like what, let's all be honest. Pharrell's gonna do the Super Bowl soon, I feel like.
Absolutely.
He's got quite the palette, and all the people that would jump up on stage would be the only person close to that would be Ye. But
honestly, the fact that you just said that, he'll probably do it next year.
I mean, how much would that make sense? The moment that he's having, it's almost like if you put a list of like who's the most like Taylor, Jay-Z, and Beyonce as a duo, I don't think they'd have Bad Bunny, but he would make sense.
Pharrell, the great.
Pharrell would be a huge moment. Bell just said Olivia Rodriguez. I feel like there could be like a Latin themed one, and like, which by the way, I don't think a single white person was on stage the entire halftime show.
What a shame.
I don't remember. I remember feeling a very strong sense that it was like a very decisively chosen African lineage entire cast. I'm open to be proven wrong. I don't remember seeing. I remember feeling like that, thinking that, and then looking and then seeing that. But you don't make a song like this, and you don't make a music video like this. I mean, especially the moment where like the hurricane. Isn't there a hurricane? I think I'm just thinking of this big ass.
I think it's a different video, but I could be wrong.
It's a whole different song.
I'm pretty sure.
May contain graphic imagery. I feel like most great pieces of artwork start off with warning. This contains graphic imagery.
Can you believe this man? I mean, it's unbelievable.
Is this the one? No, this is all Kumbaya.
Think about the fact that Ye technically, this is going to be a hot take, but Ye technically has had a better, and well, not better, but he's definitely had a longer being number one than Mike.
How long was Mike's?
10 years? Like really like.
How old was he past 50? But he was really only he wasn't the one when he was in the 50s, but he was still him.
No, but that's what I'm saying though. I'm saying that like, okay, let's go from Off the Wall, which is 1980, to maybe 92, 93. After that, he was being called Wacko Jacko, and kids didn't care about Michael Jackson. Kids still care about bro.
Still got cultural.
No one has done it for that long. He's definitely surpassed the length of Mike.
Well, then Drake's more set up to break the record than anybody.
Well, crazy.
It literally says prison version. All right, wait, back to the topic. All right.
I think that's a Spike Lee version.
I like that this has a faster pace and it doesn't. I'm alive. All these mantras for the self, the soul to kind of like proclaim. I like that. He's bringing.
I think they AI'd it.
Maybe if that's. I mean, it's a sample either way. So
in the dark up, now my heart on ice to see you smile tonight. Just
Cudi would have killed this.
That's true.
I like that it never got crazy and had a crazy switch up. I mean, I know that a crazy switch up probably would have been cool, but I think it's an 8 and it stays clean just being like that.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I think it's a strong 7.
Problematic.
Very, very 808.
Murder.
What?
Fucking on it, big you never heard of. That poke like the leader of the Vatican. Keep looking like prey. I guess it's even if they get the fastest time, get on your no. But I'm funny when you king in a different time. We got multiple fucking.
Yeah, kind of the sweet spot overall vibe.
That's a 10 for me.
I think it's like an 8 or 9 for me.
Yeah.
Sweet spot overall, but also album feels like it adds a great fragrance too.
And this, wait, before you even play it, 1,000.
Wow.
After everything's said, huh? Bang. After everything's said, huh? Bang. Praise. Bipolar, anti-Semite. And I'm still pretending. Oh, headlines. What's my quick light? Still. Headlines. What's my quick?
Yeah, perfect. Beautiful. Overall, pretty great album.
Real solid.
And it's only part 1 of 3 apparently.
Yeah, I mean, Real solid.
Well,
honestly, like I said, I think again it's a hot take, but I think it's better than Watch the Throne. But I'm also a harsh critic of Watch the Throne, so
Lex Luger was on that a bunch.
yeah. You know, it's an interesting album, but I think there's a lot of duds.
Definitely a couple duds. For me, it feels like, yeah, that description of the Beanie Baby, like he's evolved past some like actual use of his identity, and now his identity is this like blank canvas again, and the mask and the all black. It's like, where do you go once you have the light and the Christ, and you are close to Jesus? It's like, let's get lost again in the mud. And it feels like on the other side of Jesus King, Donda, and this feels like it's almost like after Jesus is King, like if it all works out with Kim and like happily ever after, you know, maybe it just keeps going into the light, you know, and gets getting nice and like positive all the time. But it's like, what a great story for the greatest artist to have to go through the most public divorce in the world and have nowhere to hide. And then they get canceled again and almost start at the beginning all over again. The prodigal son on the other side of Donda, it's like, all right, well, where do you go next? And it's like, I think in the heart of the Matrix. And I mean, let's see what he does with product and with the brand. And I mean, the website today, what a wow move. That's the promise. Affordable, dope, coolest stuff. First time that's, I think, all the way since Gap, at least. So
it's true.
But it sounds about right, you know, in terms of what that ball and that bat that you're swinging, that, you know, that's sounds like that's where he's aiming.
Yeah.
I love the Jason mask. I was like, what's the point? It's like, he's scary, he's like a bad guy, or it's like, oh, you can't kill me. I keep coming back. You can't kill me. I guess that's the vibe. Unless you
wow.
I think I saw a meme about that. Like, you keep killing me, but I keep coming back, or something like that.
Wow.
I think it's also he's the one to play with masks, so it's just cool.
Yeah, and I think you say like the hero's journey. I think he's also kind of for a while now embraced the villain's journey.
Totally.
And it's like there almost is like, just like the Bible has BC and AD.
Right.
There's definitely a point in Kanye's career where we can say there's the before and the after. Yeah, and it's definitely entertaining to watch, that's for sure. And we can try to nitpick things and this and that, but that's why I said earlier, we don't know, you know, God used David, you know, he was a murderer, he was all these different things, right? Moses killed a person, God used him. God used Paul, who, you know, used to be Saul, and he killed Christian. So God used a lot of people who might have been optically doing something that was whatever perceived. So we don't know, you know, it's like I said, no one has touched the youth and mentioned God more to this generation of kids than him. So however he's doing it, at the end of the day, he's doing it. Nobody at his position does as much as he does. I'm not even on, and I don't do close to the amount of things that this man does. He's the most famous artist of all time, basically, and still does more than everyone, as if he was a brand new artist. This man does more than what most people should be doing, and we don't. He doesn't need to do any of it and does it all.
What an inspiring blueprint.
It's incredible.
Almost impossible to even strive for most.
Yeah.
If you follow in those footprints, dost thou not becometh an apostle?
Yep.
Who is you? We were talking. I think recently we were in Colorado after the Steve talk about it's like it's not. And this is funny because you didn't mention that word philosoph then, though you did this time. But the idea of I think we were talking about some other artist maybe, but the idea of not being just rap or just sing or just songwrite or just cinematography or direction or storytelling or live performance or musicality or choreography, but it's all these things. It's this encompassing modern art form and the artwork and the merch. It's this encompassing, most leading edge modern art form that has ever existed. And it is the leading edge and evolution of humanity through pop culture. And it used to be called hip hop, and now he did something else with it.
Yeah. Well, and that's why hip hop is so interesting, because it really is those four corners. It really is the graffiti, it's the clothing, it's the b-boy, it's the music, but it's all those things. You're right, and he's the only person that has merged all those things together. That's why he compares himself to Steve, because Steve was the only one that also did that. Like, if you cared about computers back then, you didn't care about art or
shapes of
yeah, you didn't really care. You're just a nerd. You didn't really care about beauty and how things looked. He merged all these different things into one. So there's no one that has done it, at the level he has,
And each individual component is the best in its own right in that whole world. That's really, like, Mike was doing the vocals and the music was amazing, but the music videos, but I don't think Mike had merch.
That's he never sold the glove.
Never sold, man, or the red jacket.
And Ye never sold the stronger sunglasses.
And I think he must have figured that out, because now
he's figuring it out now.
Yeah, amazing. Well, I think as part of the Apostles rollout, we should probably do this for each volume, definitely of Vultures, but then also probably of other significant things that come out.
I love that. Very fun, my brother.
Low key, should have did one for the Putin interview, but
we
could put other things on the screen and basically do this format with whatever.
We can. I would love to do a Putin one
and a Russ one. You gotta watch his recent podcast.
I watched a little bit of the Andrew Schultz thing.
Yeah.
I think it was very smart of him and Little Dicky to support your man, even though Andrew Schultz was being very hard.
I feel like if you and Andrew Schultz were in the same room for a podcast, you'd either not finish recording the podcast, things would get violent, or you'd love each other.
Yeah, that's a good point. Probably a mixture of them all.
He seems so decisive sometimes, and like, I guess it's part of what makes his intellect funny, because he cuts things quickly and he kind of makes people say yes or no really quickly, which is also, I think, it's part of why I think Lil Dicky pointed at it on that one. He's pointed at, or maybe it was Russ, but it's like, yeah, that's kind of part of what makes you doing this successful, is like, that's who he is. But it is towards Ye, it seems particularly harsh critic.
I understand him and Charlemagne's. I understand Charlemagne's a little bit more, but yeah, it seems a little bit just kind of out of nowhere. But
all right, we'll end this episode. You'll see more from Hassan and Rocco, and the Apostles roll out very soon, and French Bulldogs.
Yes,
will be given out to the first 5 callers. Tune in next time.
Yes.